The voting for the general elections for India in 2024 has come to an end, and what has now begun is hectic activity with respect to the predictions that are being made about who is going to win how many seats. The exit polls are also out, and they're predicting not a comfortable majority for the Bharatiya Janata Party, but this is going to be a landslide victory. No pollster till this evening was willing to stick his neck out and call what this election would be. But the projections that are being made shows that this is not just an election with a massive wave, but this is an election with a tsunami of sorts with respect to the results that the Bharatiya Janata Party is expected to get. What's also important to highlight is that the Bharatiya Janata Party will open its account in places where it has never had any seats before, such as Tamil Nadu and Kerala. It will also continue to sweep Karnataka. So let's tell you as to what the exit polls are predicting has happened in this election. Now, several exit polls are predicting that the Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, will return with a hat-trick of a term to again lead the nation as the Prime Minister with a massive majority in the Lok Sabha polls. According to the pollsters, the ruling alliance in all likelihood will open its account in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. But it may see a fall in the number of seats that it wins in places such as Bihar, Rajasthan and Haryana. In Kerala, the BJP is projected to establish its presence, with some polls forecasting a substantial 27% of the vote share for the party in Kerala. This development would mark a significant milestone for the Saffron Party in the state. On the other hand, the India alliance that comprises of both the DMK and the Congress is projected to emerge victorious with as many as 33 to 37 seats in the state for the combined tally of 42 in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. The pollsters are predicting that for Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, the NDA will get 34 seats. The pollsters are also indicating that the BJP may win 15 of Odisha's 21 seats, while Naveen Patnaik's BJD will wrap up its tally with 3 to 8 seats. Further, the BJP is also likely to make a clean sweep of states such as Uttarakhand, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, New Delhi, Madhya Pradesh and Himachal Pradesh. However, according to the polls, the BJP may experience some setbacks in certain Hindi-speaking states like Bihar and Rajasthan. But in contrast, the party is expected to make a significant inroad in West Bengal. Now, the opposition-led India alliance has rubbished all of these exit polls. It has said that these exit polls have no meaning in them. Instead, the leaders of the India bloc are saying that the India bloc is winning very comfortably. The opposition leaders are claiming that they are winning as many as 295 seats in the election. The India bloc meeting was called to discuss the future course of action earlier in the day today. All right, now to give us more perspective as to what we are to make of these exit poll results, so to speak, we're being joined by Ms. Aditi Phadnis, who is a senior journalist and also a contributing editor at the Business Standard. She is joining us live from New Delhi. Ms. Phadnis, so the exit pollsters have put out some very fascinating figures, and pretty much according to most of the numbers that are being put out, it appears that the BJP is expected to return for a third time with at least 350 seats along with its allies. Till yesterday, no one was talking about a wave election, but if this is not a wave election, then what is?
Well, a wave election would have been the BJP's own assessment that the NDA would get 400 plus seats. That would have been a wave. That's not happening. I have traveled all over India to cover the election and to understand how people are thinking. It's not that this is a wave of the sort we saw in 2014, where because of a low base, the BJP got very, very high numbers. And people were completely fascinated by the Prime Minister whose charisma was evident. This time, there is a degree of dissatisfaction and even disillusionment with the BJP-led dispensation. But I think the problem seems to be that they do not see a viable alternative in the opposition.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, in the course of your travels, you saw a very palpable, so to speak, disillusionment and disappointment. But this is obviously the question. If people are disappointed with Narendra Modi's performance over the course of the last 10 years, then why are we not seeing anti-incumbency against him?
We have to see, uh, first of all, the exit polls do not give us a clear idea of the granularity of the verdict. So we do not know really whether what part of the 350 odd number that the exit polls are putting out, what part of it belongs to the BJP.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, while the BJP has definitely increased its vote share, it would ignore the issues that were voiced by a large number of people at its peril. We should not forget that the BJP won around out of 280 odd seats, where the margin was between 200,000 and 300,000 votes.
Right.
The BJP won 164 of those seats. So my own assessment is people's disillusionment and discontent will be made vocal by the reduction in margins of BJP victories. All that is not included in the exit polls, and we have to wait for the final result to analyze them.
That's absolutely true, because these are just predictions that have been made on the basis of small sample sizes of anywhere from 20 to perhaps 60,000 people that they would have interviewed, and then that number is extrapolated to come up with these numbers. So the exit poll numbers are
I'm not
exact
rubbishing
ones.
exit polls.
No, I'm
They are
just
not
pointing out
exact,
that we have to.
but they are done scientifically.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm just putting out a disclaimer saying that exit polls are not
Yeah.
exact polls. They've been wrong in the past.
Yes.
They've also been correct in the past as well.
Yes.
But we should take them with a pinch of salt. That's the point that I was making.
Yes, pinch of salt. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And Ms. Fadnis,
Yes, that is right.
just on the basis of the exit poll numbers that have come out, it appears that the BJP is making forays into places where it has not had any presence. For instance, in Kerala and also in Tamil Nadu. Now, the exit pollsters are predicting that the BJP could make some major inroads there. What's your reading on the BJP opening its account in places like Tamil Nadu?
Well, people are looking for political alternatives, and they see BJP as a possible political alternative, even in states where it really does not have an organizational presence or has a very weak organizational presence. So, exit polls tell us that the BJP is expanding its vote share. This is something that we had expected, but how much of that vote share translates into seats, we will have to wait for the final result.
And also the role of women in terms of how the BJP has tried to target the women voter. Why is it that the Bharatiya Janata Party under Narendra Modi seems to be so popular, especially with the women voters? Is there something that the BJP seems to be doing right?
I think women voters have increased in number in support of the BJP. Part of this is its own work in the states, where it has emphasized a lot on law and order. There have been very number of women-friendly schemes. For instance, women-headed households below the poverty line getting a sum of money, which is every month in their bank accounts. The Ujjwala gas is frankly now old news. But the fact that women have now got the facility of registering a house in their names,
Right.
that is also a very empowering sort of move. So,
Right.
yeah, overall, especially among low-income groups, women are a very core constituency of the BJP.
Let's also talk a bit about the opposition, the India Alliance. They seemed to put out a spirited campaign once the election began. Before that, of course, it was the BJP all over the place. But once the election began, once the low voter turnout of the first phase came out, somehow that had energized the opposition India Alliance bloc. Now, Mallikarjun Kharge came out and said that all these exit poll results are completely done to create an atmosphere before the result day. He says that the India Alliance bloc will win 295 seats, which is comfortably above the majority number of 272. What do you make of this statement by Mallikarjun Kharge?
Well, he's batting for his alliance, and he's the Congress president. So if the Congress led alliance gets higher numbers, a lot of credit will be, he thinks, due to him. But I mean, let us be realistic. I'm not expecting the opposition alliance, although now it is in the game. We had
Right.
thought that the opposition is over, it's finished. That is not the case. Even the exit polls are telling us that.
You know, in one of the interviews, Revant Reddy a few days back had said the Congress, if it wins even 30 to 40 seats more than what it won in 2019, that would pull down the BJP substantially, and then the Congress could be in the game. Do you think the Congress has done enough to be in the game in 2024?
Uh, I mean, I am not sure what the numbers are because, as I said, alliances have been allocated numbers, not individual parties. But I mean, Congress, I don't think is in a position where it will be able to really, on its own, challenge the BJP.
Right.
And this this extends not just to the situation on the ground in terms of winning votes, but also to the ideological positions that the two parties have taken.
Right.
So I think the more interesting question is actually how many seats the BJP will get.
Right.
And if the BJP gets below 250 or gets between 250 and less than what it had earlier, which was 303, then that will make it vulnerable to pulls and pressures from not just alliance partners but also its own components of the Sangh Parivar,
Right.
which could create a problem for the Prime Minister later.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.